Welcome to the Wise Take DFS Podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined once again for round two with my boys, Cashin DFS. You can find them on Twitter at Cashin, at Cashin DFS. Cashin, how you doing, brother?
I'm straight. Good old Mr. Kyrie 4X Irving.
Yeah, that's a good name for him.
Mr. 4X.
Mr. 4X, that's a good name for him. Also joined once again by our boy Johnny the Greek. You can find him on Twitter at GDaddy80. Johnny, what's happening, bro? How's your night going?
I'm good. I'm on Mr. 10X Greg Monroe Island over here, so we're having a good night.
Yes.
All in, baby.
All in.
I was
all in on that. Yeah, all in. All in. I think all of us were pretty much all in on Monroe. It was a great call from you guys from last night's pod, and I carried all the way over through the next day. A lot of times we'll say a play, and by the time that, when things come around, news comes around, it doesn't work out. But the news just went in our favor today all day, right? Chandler ruled out 2 games, and then Monroe listed towards the end as the starter. They kept the Q tag on him most of the day, like you said, Johnny. And his ownership, man, DraftKings. Like, see, on FanDuel, I expect him to have low ownership because they're sacrificing the center spot. People don't want to do that. But on DraftKings, there's no excuse. He was like, what, like 9%, 7, 8, 8% in some tournaments on DraftKings?
Yeah, I think on the $8 he was 11. Too. Yeah, I think on the $8 he was 11%.
Man. Cash, what was he on FanDuel? He had to be like...
He was like around 10% everywhere.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, that's still like for a 2-game slate, 10%. That guy after what
Yeah.
that was definitely it was a good night for the nation, even on a 2-game slate. We took an ugly slate and we made it profitable. That's what we do.
Yeah. If I take Brown over Warren, yeah, man, it's
man. I tell
you
what,
it might be a nice night. It's just a whatever night. You win money. I don't care about little money. I want big money.
We talked about Brown right at the end of the Y stream. I think we were kind of opening our eyes to him a little bit because then we started to think about it and it was like, yo, the dude was going to play a ridiculous amount of minutes. I didn't know he happened to have a little narrative backing behind him. I think he had like someone close to him had passed away.
Yeah, one of his best friends. I didn't know that until after he was going off.
Yeah, and he was playing like very emotional. He was extra aggressive. And they were feeding off of it, giving him tons of minutes. And after the game, everybody's giving him a big hug. So obviously, he was very emotional today. And I think if had more people known that, they might have, could have persuaded things. But that was kept on the hush hush until after lock.
Yeah, but, I forgot it in my article, but I put it in the chat before y'all even started. Stack up some Boston because I think they'll be the least stacked of each 4 teams.
But, I mean, I think, wasn't he the only guy, though, out of the entire game that did well?
See,
out of that entire game.
I said, stack, put Horford or Kyrie in and stack up, like, a Brown, a Tatum, a Smart, you know what I'm saying? Some of the cheaper options.
It's just
I just didn't think nobody would do it.
The only one that actually did good. Like, from a salary standpoint, I think everybody else in that game was a bust. Everybody, except for him. He was the only one that had, like, the flames on DraftKings, and he earned it.
I don't think nobody else got value.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Green was close.
Green was close.
Yeah.
He was close. But yeah, it's that kind of puts it in perspective. And then there was the game, Johnny. You were all over the later game in general. And even though it was a blowout from start to finish, one of the things we talked about that could happen with those kind of games with 2 fast-paced teams with bad defenses is they got it all done pretty much in 3 quarters. Like they got all the scoring in already. Like you even got a little bit of fourth quarter, but you really didn't need it. Like they had at that point they had already hit value, and a lot of these guys like Ryan Anderson, who you were high on, and some of these other guys.
Well, yeah, at the third quarter, the score was already over the Boston and Golden State game. So
it was like 90 points in the first.
They disappointed.
Well,
me. You come out and get me 90 in the first half, and then you finish 142. Like that's a disappointment. Like what are you doing?
Well, because he sat everybody the last.
Yeah. They took the foot off the gas. Yeah.
As I said yesterday, I wasn't high on the Golden State Boston game. I was. I mean, too slow. Boston's trying to run slower. The defense. Golden State's not a bad defensive team besides Curry. And we know that Boston's a legitimately good defensive team. So I didn't think that it was going to be such a high scoring game. So, I liked the side that I took. What I didn't do is I didn't play Harden. I did fade him. I did do really, really well tonight. But if I would have had Harden in my lineups, tonight would have been a really good night. So,
That's right. That's where I'm at too. I did really well. Also, considering I didn't play Harden, who was by far the highest raw point scorer on the slate. But yeah, considering, so you're right. I think that was our only real miss for us. But Cash played him. I mean, that was a split decision. I think a lot of the guys were into that. I think that it was more something that me and you weren't onto. But the Monroe call, man. The Monroe carried us there. The Monroe carried us there, man. It didn't matter. But what I want to ask you guys now is I want to kind of get your takes on so that was a 2-game slate. Now we have basically the opposite. Now we have a huge slate. I think it's 11 games or something like that. So it's the completely opposite end of the spectrum. So I want you guys to tell me how this changes, seeing as how I got the same guys on from last night. Everybody heard you say last night about how your approach is on a 2-game slate. I want to hear the other way around. Johnny, you start us off, and then Cash, I'd like you to jump in after.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I honestly, literally, I just jumped on here, and I just started to look at the slate. So I really have done absolutely no research or anything. So what my process is going to be is I'm going to look at the lines, the Vegas lines, and then I'm going to look at injuries and as my normal process. And I'm looking to cross games off. 11 games is a huge slate. I will just probably end up crossing off 4 games at least on this slate that are just dead to me. I won't play them. And that's based on either matchup, spreads, plays that I just don't think are good plays. And then I'll just kind of condense the slate that way. And those players won't even be available in my player pool. Basically, on DraftKings, I'll just exclude those games. So, and then I'll just kind of draw from there. So that's kind of the way I'm going to look at this slate.
Okay, fair enough. Cash, what about you? How does your approach change? From yesterday, a 2-game slate to an 11-game slate.
Well, I mean, it's a massive difference. But yeah, you want to eliminate the bad games, and I try to look for teams that are in pace-up spots. Like their team total is more than what their average is for the season, and I want to attack those situations with guys that are underpriced, of what I think are underpriced, and the highest totals for sure. I mean, there's one game that I'm looking at right here that I want a lot of it. I want all of it.
And I think that's the game we were talking about a little while ago, right? Yeah, and we'll keep that a secret till a little bit later. How about that? Keep people on their other toes.
I don't think that's much of a secret if you look at these games.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Especially not after one of these teams' last games. I don't think it's definitely not. But anyway, so we got a lot of things to cover. We're gonna go position by position here, but still there's so many plays out there. So we're gonna give it our first look, everybody's first look, and kind of see how we feel about it. One thing that I know just from talking to you guys and also from my own knowledge, I think on these kind of slates, price matters a whole lot more. Price definitely matters on a 2-game slate, but it matters raw score at the same time can have a say in it. And on these slates, man, I feel like it's there could be that one guy like a Embiid or something who breaks the slate, and just if you don't have that guy, you're done. But for the most part, typically, it's whoever seems to build the right combination, whoever goes 6x on everyone. Whoever's roster hits 6 to 7x is usually the way to get it done in these slates. So price is very, very important. Without further, real quick, so we didn't forget about the contest, those of you that are listening. We did run the contest. Appreciate those of you who participated. I got the names in the hat, literally. Got them in here. We're going to do a drawing. We're going to save that for after the position by position. But we are going to do it. We didn't forget. Stay tuned, and we'll take care of that at the end of the show. Without further ado, are you guys ready to break into this position by position?
Let's do it.
I can say one more thing that I try to do when I build my teams. I mean, it doesn't always work this way because if I complete punt, but if I want every single player in my lineup to have the ability to get 30, even if it's a punt, I don't want to just throw in a punt that I don't think can go out and get me 30. So if everybody in my team gets me at least 30, even the ones that are cheap, you should be doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a guy that's just going to go out and give me 10. That's just going to destroy my lineup. I'm not going to win big money with a 10. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. And that's what I look at when I'm building my team. I don't want a guy that's going to go out and not have the ability to get me 30 points, fantasy points.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. Absolutely. I mean, it's basketball, like, in baseball, you can handle a couple zeros in your lineup, right? Like you can handle it. Maybe you have a contrarian pitcher who goes off, or maybe you have a guy that hit 3 home runs that day. But in the NBA, you're not getting by with a zero. Like, it's very, very unlikely. I've seen people get by with very little scores, but very, very unlikely. It's not nearly as usual. So I would agree with that. Let's go ahead and let's get started here. We're going to start off with some point guards. So we're going to separate it value. And when we say value, we're going to use value in like the more like bargains. We're talking about price discounts. So we're not necessarily talking about a guy that's in a good spot. We're just going to separate it. So I know Cash, you're going to cover it on FanDuel. Johnny, you're going to cover it on DraftKings. Johnny, start us off. I want you to take us down to about the 5.5 mark on point guard. Who stands out to you first look?
Let's go down, from the higher price down to the lower, because there is a lot out there today. How about that? That might make things a little bit easier. Okay. Mm-hmm. First, when I'm looking at this, just matchups. The first one that really stands out to me is going to be Damian Lillard against Sacramento. I like that play a lot. I know Lillard's better at home than he is on the road, but Sacramento just doesn't play defense, and I'm not really worried about them at all. I am worried a little bit about a blowout, but I mean, Lillard plays deep into the games, even if they do get far ahead. So I think he would be a good play. Drop down a little bit more. I like Kyle Lowry a little bit. He's not going to be a core play, but I like him because he's playing against New York. I think that there's a possibility there, but he's priced like he's playing New York. He's gone up a little bit in price, and Toronto could blow New York out. So, I might have a little bit of him tomorrow. Russell's out already for tomorrow, so we'll get to a play down there a little bit lower. I like Lonzo Ball a lot tomorrow, and he's probably my favorite game of the day against Phoenix, and I'm gonna leave that to Cash to break down a little bit in a second. I like CJ McCollum a little bit, but I like him better at shooting guard. And let's see, Lou Williams just a little too expensive now. And with Beverly being questionable, he's kind of out of play for me. And I like Mitchell, but I like him at shooting guard better. And that's about it at that price. You said 6,000, right?
Yeah, we could stop there. 6,000. Cash, what about you, man, over on FanDuel? What's popping out to you?
When I see Russell Westbrook at 10,000, it just makes me want to play him, but I don't, because he's just not getting the upside of this price. Like, he's gotten, he hasn't done it in looks like about 10 games. He hasn't even gotten cash value on that price.
Yeah.
But damn, he should be low owned against the Spurs, but I don't think I could go there when John Wall's right there next to him. John Wall just played in Miami. This time he gets to come home where he can actually shoot a basketball. And I like John Wall. And I love Dame going to Sacramento because he's from Oakland, so it ain't too far away. I like him better when he goes to play the Warriors. Then he really tries to ball out. Mm-hmm. But I can get down with some of that. I don't love that price on FanDuel, though, but...
What's the price on FanDuel?
9.5.
Okay. He's 89 on DraftKings.
He has 60-point upside every time he touches the court. Absolutely. No matter the matchup, he has 60-point upside every time. I do like Lowry with you. Lowry's been playing very well, but again, he's 8,000. Is he going to go out and get me 47, which I would like? I don't think so. But it's a great matchup. Damn sure can. But I think I'd rather go to Ball. Ball's been so bad. It's in this game, so maybe he becomes popular just because of this game. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. The way he's looked the last two, maybe not. But I do like that. And I love OCK's favorite player in the NBA, Ricky Rubio, but he's injured. he's a little injured. So he gets to play Brooklyn. in Brooklyn, but I don't know if he doesn't play, it might open up some stuff.
What did he hurt? His feelings?
It's one of
his feelings hurt because he's off to a terrible start. Is it?
Yeah, I think it's one of the Conley situations where we suck. We've been sucking, so let's just say we got a sore Achilles.
Yeah, I got to say something's wrong real quick.
Yeah, I think it's a Conley.
It's just old age.
Yeah,
I think it's full of shit.
Real quick, I'm happily surprised to hear you guys talk about Ball. Like, I'm mixed feelings. Like, I didn't think, because realistically, most days when people talk about Ball, it's an immediate no. Like I see it all the time around the industry. Like, I want to play Lonzo Ball, no. And then, like, he has a game where he puts up 70. So it's like, you can't just not play him just because people don't like, his dad or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know he can't shoot, but this is a matchup against Ulis, against Mike James. Like, this is a pretty good matchup for him, I think. And, like, he didn't do so well in Phoenix, but now he's going to be home. You know what I mean? So I do think there's a case, especially in a game stack of this game, which, I know that you guys are going to have a lot to say about that game.
I mean, hell yeah, there's a case.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Let's do this.
This they played another time, and the first time he played, they got 54. So shit, hell yeah. And no, he can't shoot, but dude is good. Like, dude has skills. Just because he can't shoot, he can get to the rim. And he's gonna rebound and assist.
Mm-hmm. And here's Ball. Whatever you think his ceiling is, if you say his ceiling 71, add 20. He's played in Phoenix.
Yeah,
I mean, Phoenix is horrible. They can't stop anybody.
It's true, and like I would think that maybe he'd be like. I think he's going to be somewhat popular. He's not going to be like super sneaky, but like I think what could scale back his ownership a little bit, considering the matchup, is he just played Phoenix on the 13th and he only got 23.25 DraftKings points. So I think people might look at that. This is different. He's at home. This is a little bit different, I think. You know what I mean?
And then the game after that, he was even worse.
Yeah, he was against
that's
Philly.
Why I hope it keeps his ownership down. Yeah. But by the way, I love his father. His father makes me laugh. Yeah. He makes me laugh. I like it. Yes. He's nuts. I love that guy.
Oh man, he's nuts. He's nuts. He's definitely entertaining. I give him that.
Hey, do you guys like how Trump got his son out of jail?
Yes.
Did you guys get that? Oh yeah. The UCLA. Yeah, that was crazy. That whole situation was crazy. Cash, go ahead and finish up on point guard there. I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
I mean, that's really like I don't want Dragic. Shit. Dinwiddie maybe because he's gonna get huge minutes, but nah, I don't like that. But if Patrick Beverly plays, he's listed as doubtful. Damn. Yeah. No. Nothing else.
He's doubtful. Right. Yeah.
Johnny, take us down to Value Town. Is there any value point guards?
But Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
He's on the cusp for me too.
Yeah,
he's 6,000 on DraftKings.
He's 6'9" on FanDuel. Like,
yeah,
the usage has been up, and it's Jeff Teague. Like, that's the weak link, like we said today about Curry. But yeah, that's a maybe play right now. Like, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he was my first. He was my first play in the value area. So 6,000. Yeah. I like Dennis Smith Jr., but he's getting a little bit expensive. A little bit expensive, but he is playing against Jeff Teague, Minnesota, so it's not a bad play by any means. Patrick Beverly's questionable here, but when you open the notes, it says doubtful, so I'm not going to probably play any of the guards over for the Clippers. I think they're just too expensive, even though they're playing Cleveland. Dinwiddie's okay, but I like him better at shooting guard than point guard, but I don't know if I want to go there. If Rubio's in, I would play him. But if Rubio's not going to play, Mitchell's not a bad defender, and I probably would be off of him.
It'll probably be Nito on him. Because Nito's going to – if Rubio doesn't play, Nito's going to get the start, right?
Depends, right? They can go Hood, Mitchell, and Jingles.
I don't think they would play Mitchell at the point.
He's got some run this year at the point, so
yeah,
he could. Hood could play point too, but anyway. So I don't know. We have that's a wait and see for me. Clarkson, point guard, shooting guard eligible on DraftKings at 51 against Phoenix. Yeah, that's a play. That's a good play. He's still too cheap for his value, and. Ulis, 4,200 against the Lakers. Mike James, 42 against the Lakers. That's pretty cheap. JJ Barea. If one of the guys are out, of Harris or one of those guys are out over there, he brings great value at 4,300. I think that's it for me.
Okay. Cash, what about you, man? What stands out to you down in Value Town?
Damn it. Collison just went off last game. I didn't even see that. Like, I was looking, okay, maybe I want to play some Collison, but
Slotto pick, dude.
I know. I like the spot, but I don't want to play him after a huge game.
Yeah.
Patty Mills against Westbrook. He's only 4.9. I could get behind that. There's not much down here. Like, you got Mike James and Ulis. You're going to choose between those two.
Yeah.
In that game.
And just for the nation, don't get suckered into Mike James stealing Ulis's job. He got more run today because it was a blowout, not because
they were on the floor together in the fourth.
Like the last 3 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
But James did get a little bit more run in the game than him because
James. If you guys watched that game, he was so aggressive. He was trying so hard to have a good game. He was just, but he had a terrible one. It just was bad.
He was throwing so many turnovers like to nobody because he was pressing like he wants his job back.
Yeah. Missed layup after missed layup. He was taking odd, weird shots that like you would see like a Kemba Walker or a Kyle Lowry do, and like he's not one of those guys. It was just bad. Like it looked like a guy that was just trying way too hard in a bad way, which is weird to say because I usually love hustle players, but it just didn't look right. It looked forced.
Well, my favorite value point guard is one of my dudes that I ain't been able to play yet this year because he's been out. But Rajon Rondo. I love Rajon Rondo as a basketball player. And he's supposed to get over 20 minutes tomorrow, and he's only 4'2".
We've seen this situation work out recently. We've seen like Batum come in, minutes monitored, whatever, goes for 30 minutes, crushes. We've seen today Chris Paul, 20-minute limit, goes out there, crushes his value. So it's possible. Normally, literally yesterday, I would have been like, I don't know, he's only going to get 20 minutes. But like, given what we've seen over the last 2 days, it's like.
Last game, he played 14 minutes and got you 20 fantasy points.
Oh, his
price came up some. So if he gets 20 to 25 minutes, he can go for 30 plus, no problem.
I would imagine that this would be a pretty good fit. I mean, to have those two big guys, like Rondo, an assist guy, he's not worried about scoring. He don't want to score.
They're one of my favorite teams coming into the year to be able to watch. With Rondo running that, like it's going to take away assists from them, from both of them.
And rebounds,
especially Boogie.
And rebounds. Rondo's actually a pretty good rebounder.
But it's gonna take the ball out of their hands more. But I don't think it's gonna affect their fantasy points much because Rondo's gonna get them open shots. Like he's gonna.
All it's gonna do is Rondo's gonna piggyback off their production. That's basically he's gonna piggyback off their production.
Now I'm looking at this and they're saying Rondo 20 to 24 minutes tomorrow is likely. The only thing I have against Rondo in this matchup is it's in Denver. And the altitude. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the right game flow for him.
There's a point, and surprisingly, Denver's actually been pretty good against point guards this year. Last year, we loved attacking them. This year, it hasn't been the case. For whatever reason, they've done a better job at
them and Portland.
Yeah,
Portland is one of the best defenses as a whole in the league right now.
They also slowed it down. Paulie D really stressed it to me the other day. They really slowed it down. They're one of the slowest paced teams. They're bottom half, we'll just say. But they were one of the fast number 1, 2, 3, something like that last year. And all of a sudden this year, man, they're and if you look at it, look at their last 3 games. Like opponents are being held to under 100, like on the regular over there. It's just weird,
And that's the difference of the bigs. I mean, the difference of the trade they made with Nurkic and Plumlee. Plumlee's much more of a pace faster big, athletic. He's a 3-point shooter, so he's a spread 5. So it's a little different situation. Definitely. And then you got Ed Davis involved a lot more this year than he was last year, and Vaughn. So they're not really an up and down team besides CJ and Lillard. So and James. So
it's a good point. Cash, is there anybody else wanted to mention, or should we move it over to shooting guard?
No, that's it. I mean, I like him. I like the bowling ball every day. So
The bowling ball, Raymond Felton. For those of you who haven't listened,
and I'm not. And hey, I just want to throw I think Rondo's a good play, Cash. I just think that don't go crazy on him. I just think that there's a lot of little points that kind of are making me weary on him. Just playing against Denver in Denver. Rondo can have the Rondo blow up game where he does nothing. He's invisible. Or a bunch of turnovers. So there's some things there out there, but I don't think he's a bad play. I just temper your expectations.
He's just not a lock. He's not a lock.
He's cheap. That's yeah. Agreed. 4,400 is way too cheap for him.
All right, Johnny, take us over to shooting guard. What you got here?
Let's take a look here. DeRozan against New York. He's expensive, but he's playing New York, so that could work out for you guys. Booker against LA. That's a phenomenal play. Let's see. Beal against Miami. That's a good play. Butler against Dallas is a little bit expensive for me wanting to play him right now with what I consider his value. I like McCollum over there in against Sacramento. Sacramento is really, really bad against guarding wings and shooting guards. So, that's kind of my thought there. And then I like Mitchell a lot. And Mitchell's I think a good play, especially if Rubio is going to be out. He's going to get more usage. So I think that's a great play. And then Dennis Smith, you can slide Dennis Smith Jr. over to shooting guard as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm with you guys on DSJ. Like 6K is kind of scary, but at the same time, like Dallas is terrible. So like if they're gonna keep this game close at all, it's got to be DSJ. I mean, I don't see it being Dirk or I just don't. You know what I mean? Maybe Barnes, but like he's gonna have his hands full with Butler and Wiggins rotating off on him. So I would imagine that it just seems to me like this is a spot for him to do well if they stay in this. Cash, shooting guards, talk to me.
It's gonna be Measury.
It could be Measury. It's true. No, it definitely could be. It definitely could be.
I like all these options up here on FanDuel from McCollum up. I like DeRozan. Dude's been balling. I like Beal, but I would rather go John Wall. I really like McCollum. See, I think I'd rather play McCollum over Dame.
What's McCollum's price over there?
7.3.
He's 6'9" on DraftKings. That's really tempting. He's coming off a game where he just played 38 minutes, put up 40 DraftKings points, and he was still at only like 7K. They dropped his price one.
I like them both, but I think I would lean a little more to McCollum just for the savings, but I like them both. I mean, Booker, how the hell? Well, no. It's KCP and a back-to-back. No, I don't want Booker. I don't want that. But Lou Williams, what is Lou Williams' price on DK?
6'6" or something like that.
Yeah, 6'6". Yeah,
dude is 7'7" on FanDuel.
Yeah, I've never seen him. I've never seen him that high before.
I mean, it is the new Brooklyn, but man, oh man.
Cash, just remember that Booker put up 46 DK points against Lakers 3 days ago.
I know, but I don't want it. I would sit back, and if he gets it, then I'll give him a good job, man.
Good job, man. Good game. Give me a slap on the ass. Good game.
I don't want to play Lou. Lou, even at this price, Lou could be popular.
He's too expensive, for me.
He could go out and get 30 or even less. He could get less. You just never know with Doc Rivers. Like, Doc Rivers loves old little Doc Rivers.
Yeah, his son, we know.
Stays on that court for 36 minutes. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I love the matchup, but I don't love that price at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Batum, like, I'm not going to chase that. And with that price up $2,000. Donovan Mitchell, all day long against Brooklyn. All day long. All of it. I even hope Rubio sits, because that should improve what he can do out there. Oh, Avery Bradley, one of my nemesis. If I play Avery Bradley, he's going to go out and get 18. If I don't play Avery Bradley, he's going to go out and get 36. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to play him or not. If I do, y'all shouldn't. And that's it. I don't want. That's it.
Okay, fair enough. Johnny, want to take us down to Value Town, shooting guard?
Yeah. So Will Barton, I could take some of that against New Orleans. He's in play if it's a close game or a blowout. So I like him. KCP. I don't know if I want to pay $5,600 for KCP, but I mean he's playing against Phoenix, so you can definitely play him. You got Dinwiddie here against Brooklyn. He's in play. Joe Ingles, you can slide him over to shooting guard or small forward. I think he's in play if Rubio's out. We already talked about the Mitchell play, so I'm in on Mitchell. Clarkson, 5,100. Sign me up. Let's see what we've got anything else here. JJ Barea, you can play him. I read somewhere that there's a narrative tomorrow for Valentine. I think it's his birthday today or something.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's his birthday today.
It's today. So yeah, that doesn't count. So no, we'll I don't like Valentine then. We'll cross him off the list. CJ Miles might be in play against New York. I don't know if Powell's out. Looks like Powell's still out. So CJ Miles could be a good play at shooting guard or small forward. And I know that, let's see. I was going to be a little too quick here. I think that's it for me.
Fair enough. Okay.
Cash, what about you? Bottom, man?
Anybody Value Town shooting guard?
I do like Will Barton, but I think Harris comes back tomorrow, but I'm not sure. I like Rodney Hood. I hate Rodney Hood. I think he was really born a female. But
okay.
I'll
take.
He's an option. Anybody's an option against Brooklyn. And if Rubio is out, it helps him as well. It helps all those guards if Rubio is out.
But he's Rodney Hood.
They get to handle the ball. I know. I hate him as a player.
He's the worst. I
despise him. He leaves every third game. Like, everybody talks about AD because they pay big price for AD. I played Rodney Hood a lot last year. And every third game, he would leave with injury. A calf. He got the runs. I mean, his finger got jammed. I hate this guy with a passion. I hate Rodney Hood with a passion. Yeah, but he's an option. KCP, love it. Clarkson, love it. They both can go out and get you 30, and they sleep in this matchup. Buddy Hield, kid's been balling. I'll take it. I'll take it with some McCollum D. And he's gonna come in off the bench. He doesn't start, so his ownership is always down, but he's been balling. Each one more, he moves back to the bench, so I don't know. I'm not down with that. J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith's gonna play minutes. He's been shooting like crazy. He's been firing it. But is he gonna make it? I don't know. Iman Shumpert plays hella minutes. He can get you 2. But plays hella minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, both of them are in play. You're gonna play hella minutes. You're in play. Even though you have a 2-point floor, he has a 30-point upside. So that's it down here.
Okay.
Oh no, Alec Burke. If Rubio is out, I could play Alec Burke at almost min price for sure.
Okay, fair enough. Johnny, you want to take us over to small forward? What do you got here?
Absolutely, we got LeBron James. He's at the top of the list here, small forward, but he's 11-2, so he's a little bit too expensive, I think. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna have any exposure to him at 11-2, but I might. Let's see. When Kawhi comes back, please keep his price low. 8,200 would be perfect for Kawhi. You know what I mean? I like that price. Let's see. DeRozan, you can slide DeRozan over to small forward, 7,900. That's a good price. Booker at 78. I might like him better at small forward than shooting guard, so I think that might be a good spot for him. Tim Hardaway, I'd hate to say this, but if his shot's on, he's going to easily reach his value. DeRozan doesn't play any defense, so I think he could be, in play. I won't have heavy exposure, but I'll probably have a little bit of exposure to him. TJ Warren had a bad game today, due to blowout. He didn't get a lot of run in the second half, but he had a good game in the past against the Lakers, and I think he'll come back from this game and he'll I think when I look at him, I don't think he's going to have a phenomenal game. Like, he's not going to put up like a 50 burger, but I think he can reach value tomorrow against the Lakers, even if Jackson's getting a lot of run. I think that's it for me in those ranges.
Okay, fair enough. Cash, what about you, man? Talk to me about some small forwards here.
Well, on FanDuel, LeBron is definitely in play. It's much harder to get him in on DK for sure. Yeah. But there's nobody on the Clippers that can stop this guy. None. And if Derrick Rose is out, I get LeBron James point guard the whole game instead of just taking over in the fourth. I just get it the whole game. If he comes out motivated and plays, I love it. Paul George, yeah, came back down to earth, didn't you there, boy? I was not playing Paul George when he was going to be chalk. Came right back down to earth against Chicago. Sad. Got you what you want at $3,000. Love Warren off of a bad game. He got 50-point upside. Ingram, sign me up. Dude was crushing against Philly, and I had him very low owned. And Joe Ingles, it's against Brooklyn. I'm a Joe Ingles mark. Love the dude, but I don't think he's gonna go out and crush the slate for you. He's gonna go out and probably get you value, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Johnny, take us to Value Town.
All right, so here, Ingram, I think he's a good play. Let's see what else we got. Will Barton, you can slide him over at small forward. He's 5,800. I think he's a great play at small forward as well. Let's see. Hield is small forward and shooting guard eligible in DraftKings. I like him better at small forward. I probably won't have a lot of exposure to him just because everything's wonky over in Sacramento right now. You just never know what roles people are going to play in that matchup. So I don't really like that. J.R. Smith, he's eligible at small forward, and as Cashin was just talking about, you never know what you're going to get out of him. If his shot's on, I mean, the guy has a high floor, but if not, I mean, he has a low ceiling, So, and CJ Miles, OG is in play against New York, but his price has now come up to the same price as CJ Miles. He's 3,800 on DraftKings. So you might want to look into those two plays. And Joe Harris from Brooklyn at 3,600 is in play, just due to price and with Russell being out. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, I like the calls for sure. Cash, what about you? A FanDuel value small forwards.
Kyle Anderson.
I like that.
It's only 5,000. I mean, and he can go out and get you upside, but it just doesn't happen a lot. Just depends on, I don't know, like how he's feeling with that day. Because I like his game. I like him as a player. I like him more than Rudy Gay, that's for sure. No. Evan Turner. Let me see. He's still getting 30 minutes a game? No, you're not. Evan Turner is in play at $4,000. Thabo. Thabo did he start against Brooklyn? He did. I wonder if they bring Jerebko back to the bench and start Thabo for RHJ. Like, For Minnesota, they play big, so they had Jerebko. For New York, it's Porzingis, so they had Jerebko. For Brooklyn, it's RHJ. So Thabo might start again. That's in Brooklyn, right? So that's an early game. We should have the news.
I think it has to do with whatever is going to go on with Rubio. And I think if Rubio's out, I think that they're going to run Mitchell Hood, Joe Ingles, Thabo, and Favors.
Yeah, I think I think he will start against Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And at $4,000, it's against Brooklyn, so he's going to have starters minutes. Yeah, sign me up. CJ Miles, his price is up a little bit, but he only got to go get you 20. If he's making a shot, he'll get you 20.
Yeah.
And Joe Harris. Didn't you say Joe Harris?
Yep, Joe Harris.
He's super cheap.
Yeah.
Super cheap. Joe Harris is an option.
He's just he's an option. He's just
not a great matchup.
He's just another one of those guys that you're dependent on a shot. You know, like if he's hitting off, you're in a rough spot. But if he's hitting his shot, he can get you some upside at that price for sure. You know.
Yeah, but I don't love it. But he's just so cheap.
Yeah, exactly. He's just so cheap, and he could easily do it. If he's hitting his shot, he can get you there in like a quarter.
I mean, Josh Jackson is the same, but he's not going to go out and get 28 minutes like he did today. Because I don't see the Lakers beating them by 40. So
no.
Yeah. And that's about it. I mean, Justin Jackson, if Vince Carter is still out with his sand spurs coming out of his thing, then Justin Jackson is in play. If Vince Carter is back, no.
All right. Let's move it on over to power forward, and then after we get through center, we can kind of recap it and talk about what some of our favorite games that we like. Talk to me about some power forwards, Mr. Johnny the Greek.
So yeah, my dilemma here, Cash, we're talking about a minute ago with LeBron. LeBron's eligible at power forward, but the problem is he's 11-2. And right under him is Cousins at 10-9.
Oh, Cousins came down, huh?
Yeah, and Davis is 10-2. So you have both those options under James. I mean, he's James. He's going to run the point. I get it. But, man, Cousins, that's such a good matchup for him, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not sure where I'm going to end up, but that's just the little dilemma you have on DraftKings. I think that LeBron's a great play, but I think for a little cheaper, Cousins might be a better play. So that's kind of where I'm at there. Griffin against Cleveland. Ooh, Blake Griffin. He's going to score a lot tomorrow. He might be my favorite power forward play tomorrow. I mean, who's going to stop this guy?
He's my favorite.
Okay, he's your favorite. Okay.
What, you don't think Kevin Love could stop him?
No. I mean, he's ready to point. He's ready to point at some points. You know,
I know, man.
Yeah,
he's got the Matador D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what call it, the Matador
D.
Ole! Yeah, exactly.
No, I get it. So Griffin, sign me up on that, and that's kind of why I'm off of LeBron a little bit, just because of price. Like I feel like I need to get Griffin in there. You know,
that makes me want LeBron more. I want him to just go at it.
Okay. Let's see. You can put T.J. Warren over it. You can slide him over to power forward if you like. Let's see. And then Hollis Jefferson, I think, is in play at 6,000. But I like a play right below him, and we'll get back to that because that person's in the value.
All right, fair enough. Cash, talk to me about some power forwards. Interesting options.
I say no on AD because I would much rather play Boogie. Like, I get Boogie against Jokic. I get AD against Millsap. I'm going to take Boogie in that every single time. So I would be a no on AD. Kristaps, I don't think so. Blake Griffin, I'm not going to play 400 more for Porzingis when I can get Blake Griffin against the new Brooklyn. The magician. The freaking magician.
He was a magician last night.
He was. I want to hear your guys' take on him, actually. I think his price is interesting on draft.
I'm not. My take on him, I'll never, ever ever play him on a back-to-back. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, that's won't make that mistake again.
But I like the matchup. I mean, you're gonna get Melo, so how can you not like that? I like it. But I mean, $300 more, I get Blake Griffin. So unless I'm gonna play both of them, I don't think I will get to LA. But he's a good play, man. I mean, he's a good play. Paul Millsap, no. And no. Derek Favors, yes. Derek Favors is going to be playing center against Brooklyn. It was the first game where he went ham when Gobert was out. And he could do that again. I don't expect him to do it. I don't expect him to go get you 46 again. But he's an option. I don't love it because he probably will be popular after that game a couple days ago. And that's about it. No, Kuzma in that game. Everybody's option in that game.
Yeah, definitely.
But he did just play bad against them a couple days ago.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I was one of the guys that also got burned on LMA the other day. Playing him on the back end of a back-to-back was obviously not the right call. I know it's only a couple days later, but his price did come down. On DraftKings, it's a little bit more of a decision. Like I think I'm with you, Cash. On FanDuel, it sounds like if you're that close to Griffin, you just go with Griffin. But on DraftKings, there is an $800 difference, so it's a little bit more. And if Adams is out, we know that they have trouble down low. Like you said, he's got Carmelo defense. He was like 30% owned the other day when he disappointed everybody. So I could see a situation.
I want to say that I said never. I would only play him in a back-to-back if it was home and home. Like, he played at home.
I won't play him on a back-to-back ever again. I learned my lesson.
He got to go sleep in his bed, and then he came back. But traveling from Texas to Minnesota, hell no. Pop would rather lose games than play his guys with the chance of getting hurt. Like, he would rather
apparently him too, because he fouled out. I mean, he got in foul trouble pretty quick that day, so he was in a hurry to sit down on that bench. Yeah, he was in a real hurry. Johnny, talk to us about some value power forwards, bro.
Yeah, let me just want to touch on Kuzma a little bit on DraftKings. Sure. I'm not on him just because he's at 6,700. I think he's a little bit expensive, and because
he's
the matchup he did have
over here.
He's a little cheaper, and the price a little looser over at FanDuel. So he's a better play on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings for sure. But he did have a not such a good game against them last time out. Oh yeah, he has. And now my play that I was under the RHJ play a minute ago is Favors. He's only 5,900 on DraftKings. Power forward and center eligible. He's playing against Brooklyn. We don't, if Booker's gonna start, I think Favors is just gonna eat him. Like I don't think Booker can give up with him.
We do think that's gonna happen again, right? Booker didn't start the first time versus them, but then they brought him in for Horford. So I expect them to do that again, right?
Yeah, I think Booker's going to start this game because of last game. Yeah, so
yes,
I think that's what's going to happen. But then that also puts Booker into play too. So we'll come back to that one. Carroll's in play. He gets the minutes. He's not a GPP play. He's a cash game play, but I think he's pretty solid there. Taj Gibson. They're playing against Dallas. Dallas isn't a good defender or rebounder against the four. So I think Gibson's in play. The Gorgeous Dong is still out, so Gibson's going to get some more run there. And I like Julius Randle a little bit, but with Monroe's rollover in Phoenix, I think he's going to be a better value, and I think that he might limit Julius Randle's rebounds because, Monroe just looked beasting tonight. I don't know what you guys think about that. And Greg Monroe, he's my last play. He's still at 4,100. He hasn't gone up. And I know he's going to probably be popular because he was in beast mode tonight, but he's playing against the Lakers. He's going to beast tomorrow. He's going to eat.
Yeah, I think so too. Cash, talk us to us about FanDuel value power forwards.
The thing I want to say about Monroe first, like I love him. Like I want to go all in again, but it's a back-to-back, so we just gotta pay attention. Like if they're gonna limit him or if they want to rest him, but I don't think they can rest him because Chandler's out. But maybe they want to try to limit him, being that this was his first game tonight, and it's a back-to-back, so just got to pay attention to that just in case. But I mean, even if they do, like we said yesterday, like he could get value on this price in 8 minutes. Like, he could bust this price in 8 minutes, and you've seen it today. Like he was balling. Like he didn't start out great, but just started balling. He's good. He's too good to be that price. I promise you that. Julius Randle, he's an option, only $5,000. He's only going to get 20 minutes, but he could get 30 in 20 minutes. Portis, so he's okay. Zebo, my dude, he's okay. Taj Gibson, I love. But the thing is that DC said Cole Aldrich is coming back. So Taj was getting backup center minutes behind Cat. So those backup center minutes is going to go away. So his minute floor is not as high, but it's against Dallas. So he could grab 10 rebounds, and he's going to score some points. And right underneath him is Booker. If he's going to start, he's only 4'8". He's got to if he's going to start, that means they're going to want him on the floor for as many minutes as Favors plays. So that's an option.
And it's Booker revenge too.
Yep, always steps it up against Utah.
That is very correct.
Realistically, for me,
I always remember revenge, and I didn't remember that.
Realistically, for me, I think Trevor Booker's he's probably the only guy on such a huge slate. He's probably the only guy from Brooklyn I would play. I don't like playing guys that you just saw to begin with, unless they're at a severe price discount. And like for him, 4,500, I'm with you guys. I think he'll play most of the time. Favors is on the court. He's the only guy that really matches up with him at all. So like he's probably, from a price perspective, the only guy that I think like I don't know. I'm not too concerned about him, hitting value. Let's just say.
But it's actually double revenge. Just so you know, it's Booker revenge and Favors revenge. Remember, Brooklyn drafted Favors.
Oh yeah, but he never even played a second there.
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the Utah side because they're in a pace-up spot, so I think that gives them an added increase to their value. But I'm talking about on the Brooklyn side. Yeah. Booker's probably the only guy from Brooklyn that I think I may have any interest in. But I do like a lot of Utah guys. That's all I wanted to mention. You guys pointed them out, and that was the first thing I thought of. It was like, okay, 4,500 on DraftKings, revenge, Favors. Yeah.
I got another one of my dudes.
Who's that?
Jeremiah Grant.
Yeah.
I've been playing him all the time, and now Melo is back. Melo came back. He got 34 minutes. I want him with Melo there. I want him off the second unit. Dude is playing big minutes. He's only 4.5. What is Jeremiah Grant's price on DK?
He was like 4.3 last time, so they did eventually raise him up. I'll check right now. 4.3.
4.3, yeah.
I mean, I could get behind that, man. The kid is gonna play 25 to 34 minutes. Yeah, man.
I got a nickname for Grant. Ready? Because I played him a couple games ago and he sucked. So you call Alabama the magician. He's the magician's assistant.
The magician's assistant. That's what he's gonna be matched up with the magician a little bit. He might see him a little bit if he has to play the 4.
Yeah,
if he's releasing
I wish him luck in that matchup.
Yeah,
let's see who can pull the rabbit out of the hat. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Frank Kaminsky had a big game last game, so maybe he does it again.
I think Goutside was on him pretty big that day.
Yeah, I had him a little bit, but I think TC was really high on him too. Jeff Green. Rose is out. He's only 3.8. I can get there maybe if I need a complete punt at power forward. But that's it.
Well, Green's going to get minutes because they're going to need a matchup with Blake and DJ. So I can see Green,
and it's revenge too.
Yeah. So I think he's going to match up better than Fry would. So I mean, I think he might be the first off the bench as a big.
Yeah, I would think so.
Love is for Jordan.
Yeah, but
oh man,
he's gonna be eaten alive. That's your Alfredo play of the day, probably right there.
He's just been so freaking bad, man.
He's been bad. We're about to move the center anyway, but like he has been bad. But I mean, you would think like we watched what Cantor was able to. They had no when the Knicks played these guys, they had no answer for Cantor. Yeah. So it's like I mean, DeAndre Jordan. come on, man. Like, this is the spot of all spots for you, man. Like Cleveland has nobody to stop him. You know, it's just, is he competent enough to get the ball, pick it up properly, and be able to place it in the hoop? We don't know.
I need that European guy back, man. When the hell is he coming back? I need him.
Well, if Beverly was back, then Jordan would eat, because Beverly, he alley-oops to him. You know, he gets him the ball. But
he's capable,
if you watch them, they're not getting him the ball. Like, he's not involved in the offense at all.
Right. Yeah. It's ISO Blake. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's Blake Point. I mean, he's like the bigger LeBron right now, right?
Blake is literally the West Coast Melo. Like when Melo was on the Knicks, I used to always think of Blake as the West Coast Melo. I used to always think of him the same way, except more strong and more aggressive and physical. But like same kind of style. Get the ball, post up, down low. Do his ISO. You know, like.
And then this year he's shooting the threes. You know,
he's shooting the threes. Stretch. Yeah. Well, this year without Chris Paul, we're seeing his usage go back up to where it was back in the good old days with Blake. But anyway, with that said, Johnny, talk to me about some centers, man.
Absolutely. So let me pull it up. We got Cousins at the top at 10-9. Right below him, we have Anthony Davis at 10-2. If I was going to go anywhere, it would be Cousins. But I don't think I'll be able to fit either one of those in. Towns, you know, against Dallas, I'm afraid of a blowout there. He's at 9,400. I think it's a little bit expensive. Porzingis, like, again, I wouldn't go there because he's 9,000. I got Blake Griffin right below him. I got Towns right above him, so he's out of play for me. Drummond is probably where I would start. He's at 8,900. He's playing against Indy. Drummond could have a monster game. And then the pivot, you know, right below him, if you want to pivot Blake Griffin to center, he's at 8,800. He's a good play. I'm off of LMA for this game. Me and him had a big fight, so we're not going to play him anymore for a while. I got to temper my expectations on him. And then I'm looking down here at Enes Kanter, 6,500. I think he's a little bit expensive on DraftKings. I don't know what he's at on FanDuel, but he's playing against Toronto. I think he's not a bad play. I just think he's overpriced. There's the center issue over in Toronto's bad. I mean, they're not giving Big Val the minutes anymore. And I mean, as I know, Cashmere was talking about, maybe he's with the coach's daughter or whatever's going on over there, but that's probably legitimately what's going on, because I mean, he's got so much talent. I just don't understand that, you know. And then I would say the next play would be Favors at 5,900. That's pretty much it for me.
No Joker for you?
No Joker for me, no, man. I'm gonna pass on Joker this week.
Interesting. Home against the Twin Towers, 8-1.
Exactly.
Cash, I want to hear your take on centers, and I'd love to hear your take on Jokic as well. Talk to me, my man.
I love Boogie and I love Jokic. Both of them. I love them both. I just love Jokic. Embiid is probably my favorite to watch. I mean, it's between these three. Like, I love all three of them so much. Just to watch them play basketball is just beautiful. Embiid, Boogie, and Jokic. Like, they can all handle the ball. Like, it's just a thing of beauty. Like, Embiid is just, he's on a whole nother level, though. But I love both of these guys. Like, Jokic, I like Boogie more, but Jokic's price is he's $2,300 less on FanDuel, and he's just a point guard in a 7-foot body. Like, the guy is a freaking point guard out there. I love him, but I don't know if I'm going to play either one of them today. I like Drummond. It's against Indiana. He's just got to be worried about him getting benched like last game. Like, I was starting to get some respect for him. Like, he wasn't being a little bitch this year, but he got benched last game, and I don't know. I don't know. I like him though. I mean, it's a good matchup. But my favorite one right now is Nurkic. Just pure GPP play. Don't ever put this guy in your cash lineup, because just never know what he's gonna do. But he's my favorite option right now. And if you look at the game logs, that'll tell you exactly why he's my favorite option. Because I don't see nobody clicking his name. I don't know, man. I just don't see somebody paying 7-7 for a guy that's getting them 26, 20, 28, 13.
Yeah,
but I love that play.
But don't you think after what Dedmon just did to them that that may raise him back up a little bit?
I forgot all about that. Damn you, Dwayne.
Yeah, I'm with you because the first thing I looked at was my first thought when I looked at the slate was who is the center against Sacramento today? Yeah, that was my first thought, man.
Man, yeah, you're right. So that will raise it some, but I don't think. But on FanDuel,
but there's so many good plays, right?
Yeah, and it's different. You only get one of them, so you don't get to mess around.
That's a good point. That is a good point. I was just asking. Go ahead, keep going.
But I mean, yeah, I like it. I love DeAndre, but who's going to show up? I'm not sure. I don't know. Is it going to be the DeAndre that gets me 11, or is it going to be the DeAndre that gets me 33? I don't see him going out there and just busting through this value and winning me a tournament. So I don't think I'm gonna go there. And that's it up here. Maybe Cantor, but I don't want to pay that price because I never trust Jeff Hornacek.
Gotcha. Johnny, any value centers for you?
Absolutely. So we left off at Favors at 59. So I'm going to start with Adams here. Steven Adams, he's questionable for tomorrow. I like these at the questionable tag. He's playing against LMA. I have revenge against LMA, so I might play Steven Adams just because I have revenge. And 5,700, if he plays tomorrow, I think he'll be a good play. So I think he matches up well there. Then the next play would be Brook Lopez, 5,500 on DraftKings. I think he's a great play. Greg Monroe starts again tomorrow, and he gets the minutes. They're going to have to get the run for Lopez. So I think that those two will have a little shootout between each other. And at $5,500 for Brook Lopez, upside, shooting ability, I think that's a good play. You can also move Taj Gibson over to 5,300. And if you're not a big fan of Dwight Howard, and you're feeling a little frisky, and you're feeling a little bit, excited for the day, you can play Sideshow Bob, Robin Lopez, the evil villain, for 5,300. And I think cashing last time on our game, I think you were telling me last time that you're sure that Robin used to beat up Brooke.
Yeah, no question in my mind.
Last time the show.
Yeah.
So I like those plays.
I do like Geico because he's going to have to play against Dwight. As long as Dwight's out there, he's going to have to play. But his minutes have been coming way down. That's what kind of worries me. But who else they got that's going to get out there and bang with Dwight?
It's true. Because they're going to have to use Portis to guard Williams because he can guard a stretch four. Robin Lopez can't guard the stretch four. So I think that's going to be the matchup. I think it's going to be Portis on Williams, and I think Lopez is going to have to guard Howard. They don't have any other bigs that are able to. So, and then Greg Monroe, but you know what? Don't put him at the center spot. Put him if you're going to play him. I know he's going to be higher owned because of what he did today, but put him at the power forward or the forward spot on DraftKings. Don't use him at center. There's way too many good options at center. So, and he's only 4,100. I think that's it for me.
Okay. Cash, Value Town. Give us the rundown.
This dude has like the biggest jaw in the world. Greg Monroe. I love him. I want to go all in on center on FanDuel. Like, I just want to click the button and just lock it. Let's go. That's what I want to do.
Is that your Fettuccine Alfredo play?
I want to do it so bad.
Yeah.
He only played 26 minutes, so that makes me not worry as much about him being limited because 26 minutes. Give me another 26 minutes. He could do the same thing. He could do more. It's LA.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Brook Lopez. God.
Exactly.
It's not just LA. It's Brook Lopez. I mean, come on. You call him the dough. What do you call him again? The Doughboy.
The donut.
The donut. What? There's a name. You have something for him. You have some nickname.
Yeah.
There's something that you call him.
He's soft on the outside and got a hole in the middle, and you know what the hole is. But oh man. Oh, here's another nickname. Gortat killed me. I could have had such a good day the other day, but I would have so much Gortat.
Okay.
Girl twat. Mr. Marcin, girl twat. He's a little girl. He is a little girl. You little girl. I loved him so much against Whiteside, and it's the same exact matchup. And, oh, my God. Dude played, 26 minutes. He got me 2 points and 5 rebounds in 26 minutes of basketball. Dude is like 7'1". Are you out? Like, I don't. Okay.
He was too busy tweeting LeVar about how next the match of the wall.
It is unfreaking believable. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how a 7'1" guy can be on the court for 26 minutes and have 2 points and 5 rebounds. Like, I just don't even understand. I can understand it with Brook Lopez because he stands at the 3-point line. This guy's in the post. So what are you doing? Like, what are you? I mean, John Wall gets more rebounds than this. Okay, that's it. Measury. You want to get off some chalk? Go to Measury. He's gonna have to play some minutes, man. I love this kid. The new Boban. Go out. He can go out and explode.
I think he's goofier looking than Boban. I mean, Boban's just bigger. He's got the bigger extremities, but
my God.
But he is a beast.
Yes, he is. He's better than Boban. It's just Boban is just.
He's massive. He's just
freak of all freaks.
Yeah.
But this kid actually has he has skills. Like, this kid can play. And I think he could get some minutes. He's only 3'3", so if you want to punt, like, you could throw in Monroe and Measure up there on DK. You just throw in, you can go up there to Boogie, you can go up there to LeBron, you can go up there and get you some stuff.
The all-alpha.
That's it.
The all-alpha lineup. That's what you're looking for, right?
I like it. I tell you what, real quick, we go position by position right now, so we're gonna do the drawing in just a second, then we'll get up out of here. But real quick, I want to know, first look. Obviously, tomorrow, once you guys dig in, things could change based off line movement, etc. But what do you think your favorite 3 games are? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even have to be in any order, but like to pick the 3 games that stand out to you the most that you like. Johnny, you want to go first?
It doesn't matter. Cashin, you want to go first?
I can go.
I think we're on the same game, so
it's Phoenix, LA by a mile. That's off top. Utah, Brooklyn, and Cleveland, Clippers, and I really like New Orleans, Denver as well.
I'm on all of them as well. I'm a little bit off of that Denver game though, but I like some plays in there. But those are the first 3 that you mentioned are my top 3, and then I like the value plays over in Toronto, New York a little bit. I think that some of the players are a little bit underpriced for the matchup. So
yeah, I mean that's on FanDuel. It's LA Phoenix. Like,
yeah,
everybody's so cheap. Like, I already know it's gonna be the same as it was. The other day it was LeBron and Kemba and a couple other things, and then it was Philadelphia and the Lakers. Today it's gonna be LeBron and Griffin, and it's gonna be Lakers and Phoenix.
You're gonna see lots and lots of stacks, mini stacks of that game for me. That's my highest owned game for sure. You're gonna just see all kinds of stacks with that. So. Just remember, everybody, temper your expectations. If you don't play a late night hammer tomorrow, you might have no money at the end of the night.
Yeah, you better screenshot it early.
Yeah, because that's the only memories you're going to have of it, because there's not going to be money in your account.
Yes, sir. Greg Monroe, Mr. Chin, Mr. Jaw, he's going to go out and do what Embiid did. He's going to go for 90 in his dreams.
So since this is a big jaw, would he be like the Nutcracker then? Like he could like...
You see the dude's jaw? I mean, it's crazy. Like, this part is small, and then it just goes out like...
Yeah.
Like the Thing.
That's funny.
All right, fellas. Well, that's going to pretty much do it for us here. This was a lot of fun, as always. Guys, you can catch Cash on the NBA Y stream tomorrow, hour and a half prior to lock. It's going to be nice. Johnny will be off tomorrow with the podcasting, but Saturday is where you can find Johnny at 2 p.m. Eastern on the NFL Ystream for our premium members. So before we get out of here, we do got to do this drawing for Johnny's contest. Johnny did a very good job, and he's trying to win you guys over. You know, he's trying to win over the nation, and I think he's doing a really good job. He comes in right off the gate, right off winning six figures. He comes in running a contest. You know, and so I think he's making a. You know, I was happy with what we got back in feedback with the contest, and like there were people who genuinely wanted to get in. People were climbing obstacles to get things done. So here we go, man. We got the names all right here, and dropping them. Whoa! All right, they're back in there. So let's see who wins a 30-minute coaching session of NBA or NFL, the sport of their choice, with Johnny the Greek. All right, here we go. Okay, and it looks like our winner is Woo Chef. No kidding. Woo Chef. Woo Chef is the winner of the contest. So Woo Chef is actually he's actually a Wise Take subscriber. So that that's pretty exciting. He's a loyal member. Woo Chef's been with us for a long time. He's always in the chats, always checking out the Wise streams and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of happy for him. Of course I'm happy for him, but it's nice to see that. So congratulations, Woo Chef. Contact us. Send an email to contact@wisetech.com, and then we will have Johnny the Greek reach out to you and arrange. So congratulations, Johnny. Anything to say to the winner of your contest?
No, definitely reach out to us, and make sure we get all your information. And what I'll do is I'll reach out to you via email or Twitter. I'll send you a DM on Twitter, or I'll send you an email, and then I'll just kind of give you a quick couple little sentences about the coaching and kind of look at what you're looking for and what kind of a player you are, and just kind of find out some of the information so we can get right into the session, and try to make maximize your time. So congratulations. I look forward to definitely helping you out and growing your DFS knowledge.
There we go. Tomorrow night, NBA podcast for the weekend. It'll be Wig Splitter hosting with Cash and DFS, and the return of TC, Terry Collins, back to the NBA DFS podcast. So, guys, anything to say in closing? Cash, anything?
A hockey team fell out of the money by 1 point.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's what a way to, how you gonna end the show like that? You could end somebody with like some depressing line, man. Hockey team missed out by this much. Johnny, anything from you?
No, just big slate tomorrow. Make sure you get plenty of LA Phoenix exposure. Just remember, if you don't get into those late games and you're playing all the early games, you're not going to make any money. So you might see yourself at the top of the leaderboards in the beginning of the night, but we call it a hammer for a reason. It's not a little chisel. This is a big hammer. So Make sure that you get in those contests.
Yes, and if you're going to play the early games, then take your screenshots early. If you want to brag, if you want the picture of the screenshot, do it early. Make sure you get it in there, because it may not last all that long when some late games start. So if you're watching on YouTube, click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews and subscribe there as well. For Cashin, for Johnny the Greek, for myself, and the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.